Egghead has been one of the greatest arcs to come out of One Piece ever. It's the culmination of everything that has gone on for the past 25 years, and has blessed us with some of the greatest moments in all of anime. From the reveal of the Ancient Kingdom to the reveal of Lucci finally embracing his furry side, Egghead has done a lot. However, one thing it has done that has gone underappreciated by some is how godly Oda was at writing a mystery. He's done almost everything a good mystery author should do, and in a time span much shorter than most full-length novels. So today, we'll be diving into how he did all of this and more, and why Egghead may shape up to be by far the greatest arc in One Piece history. The first aspect crucial to a murder mystery is a strong hook, which Egghead had from before it even introduced its murder mystery plot. The reveal of Vegapunk was the greatest hook any arc could have asked for. To see this mysterious figure we've only even heard rumors of finally be revealed in a form I think none of us expected him to be in, was definitely one of the greatest ways for Oda to hook in his audience. However, the reveal of Vegapunk also set up 1,000 new questions. Why is there more than one Vegapunk? Why is the silhouette of Vegapunk so much different from the Vegapunk we see right before us? And why is Vegapunk even here? Oda's choice to slowly reveal all of the Vegapunks and explain them was definitely purposeful. It set up even more mystery around these already extremely mysterious characters, and it also helped shift the mood completely from the previous arc, that was Wano. For the past 100 chapters or so in Wano, there was no mystery, just a lot of punch fighting. The purposeful slow reveal of all 7 Vegapunks was definitely to help Oda change the mood to feel eerier rather than, just 2 men punching each other for like 50 chapters straight. Through just the intro, Oda already set up a murder mystery vibe rather than a purely action-packed vibe. Even though we did have some action in the beginning of the arc, we could always tell that the action wasn't the most important part. I think the event that truly cemented that this arc would be a murder mystery was one singular panel, however. This one, of Shaka saying that he thinks he'll die soon. I mean, come on, you can't get any more eerier than this. This is like the definition of eerie. If you pull out a dictionary and look at the word eerie, it'll just be a picture of Zoro's chest. Okay, listen, I know that joke made no sense, but I just wanted to talk about Zoro's chest. I'm sorry. Another crucial aspect of a good murder mystery is if the reader is involved in somehow piecing together the information and trying to solve the mystery. And, I mean, Oda does this regardless of the arc. With the vast amount of foreshadowing he puts into place, it's impossible to be part of this fanbase and not try to figure out a mystery somehow. In Egghead, I think the greatest piece of foreshadowing was the different satellites' personalities. Being able to see a character's personality quite literally stated is one of the best ways to give us insight on each character's motives. With all this being said though, I do think Oda didn't have as much foreshadowing and clues as most murder mystery novels. While some people would argue that the eventual reveal of York as the traitor was completely out of the blue and a bad reveal, I'd argue that he actually just wanted to surprise the fanbase. Oda drops a lot of hints throughout the story and allows his fans to go wild, so I genuinely believe he was just doing a little trolling with Shaka being more sus than that one kid in Among Us 4 years ago. Why do I still remember this shit? Next up we have red herrings, which Egghead was full of. For those of you who may not know, because I definitely didn't before searching it up, a red herring is a clue or piece of info that is meant to be distracting. For example, Zoro's chest in Wano was a red herring because it was very distracting. God damn. Alright, that's the last time I'll bring up his chest, I promise. Egghead has had a ton of red herrings. I've talked about Shaka being a distraction a lot during this video, but well, it's true. Shaka's entire character was misleading. He had some of the creepiest moments, and he often seemed way too calm, only to eventually be, Kennedy'd. Holy shit, that was so dark. Why did I write that? US government, please don't kill me. Other than Shaka, there were a lot of red herrings. The entire Gorosei plotline distracted us from the fact that one of the Vegapunks was a traitor, and to some extent, even Stussy was super misleading. While her character was important, she was also equally as suspicious for a bit, even though we already saw her allegiance to Vegapunk. The vast amount of characters on Egghead and the amount of characters who were coming to Egghead were all super sus. I mean, while deep down we knew that one of the Vegapunks had to be the traitor, I feel like the shit ton of characters on the island made us question if we were 100% sure about that or not. Another thing that all good murder mysteries have to do is build up suspense, and boy did Egghead have a lot of this. All of the suspense began way back at the introduction of CP0. Seeing how the government was coming to kill Vegapunk was enough to make us anxious about the possibility of a clash. After this, and by far the greatest event in building suspense, was the barrier going down. Watching the last line of protection between the crew and CP0 go down was terrifying. I mean, I don't think technology failures happen often in Egghead, primarily because, one power outage and the island goes down faster than me for Zoro. Hi, future me here. Why was I so horny in this video? The fuck? I'm so sorry. I swear if this is your first video of mine, I'm not usually like this. I'm usually worse. Regardless, the barrier going down was horrifying. I mean, the chances of there randomly being a tech failure on the most advanced island is slim to none. After the barrier went down, Oda further built up suspense with the random disappearance of Stella. The back-to-back occurrence of our only protection going down and the main Vegapunk disappearing was enough to make us all super nervous. You could feel the tension oozing out from the pages. Oozing is such a funny word. And this is when the crew made the biggest mistake of their lives. Splitting up. I mean, splitting up in any horror movie always adds to the suspense. You go from one group that maybe has a chance to fighting back to, well, small groups that are all of a sudden a much easier target. Following this, we had even more suspense with the transponder snails all over the island disappearing and the Seraphim turning on us. All of it was essential to building up anxiety in the audience and just adding even more suspense to an already suspenseful arc. And finally, the last anxiety-inducing moment. This panel was the climax of all the suspense that was built up throughout this arc. Watching Shaka be absolutely destroyed by a bullet was one of the scariest occurrences in all of One Piece. Seeing the chapter end with Stella's betrayed face and the fear in his eyes, this was the climax of the suspense. Right until this moment of the reveal, Oda kept building suspense to the point where we were more and more anxious with every chapter. I mean, just personally speaking, I had a math test and all I could think of was, who shot Shaka? Side note, but the test was super long and hard, and me being distracted by One Piece did not help in any way. I think I got like a 60% on that test. And finally, we have the reveal, York being the traitor. In retrospect, this makes a lot of sense. Going back to what I said a while back about their personalities being the biggest hints, York is the definition of greed. It makes perfect sense that she'd want more than just being a Vegapunk. While her bringing up wanting to be a celestial dragon seemed to come out of the blue, I think it made sense with the amount of revolutionary presence in this arc. I think half the reason Oda brought up dragons so much is because of York's eventual desire to become a celestial dragon, the thing Dragon hates most. The motive of being a celestial dragon actually makes so much more sense though. So many people want to be as powerful as them, and while it's kinda stupid that a literal Vegapunk couldn't foresee the world government betraying them, I do think it makes sense because after all, York was blinded by her greed. I'm actually proud of that line. Overall though, the reveal of the traitor was pretty good, but it's still far from over. Oda has to stick the landing of this arc. Now that we see the traitor be revealed, we need to see how the crew actually gets out of the situation where their backs are pressed against a wall. But then again, if there's anyone I trust with the ending of anything in general, it's Oda. Overall though, Egghead is shaping up to be one of the best arcs in all of One Piece. So much is going on in the world right now, and it's genuinely crazy how every week can make the entire fanbase go wild. I guess now we just have to wait and see for what happens, but the fact that Oda can write an entire murder mystery plot and still have so much more left is so cool. Overall though, that's it for me. Thank you.